Sarah Huckabee Sanders is, of course, the press secretary for the administration, the Trump administration. Now, all of the stuff that has been going down sort of all came together in combination, and as a result, there was this sort of cabal of questions that were given to her. And I recommend you go through and watch a bunch of the clips. We're going to be looking at a quote from her here that was interesting, but there were also a bunch of other things, some of those including her statements on basically excusing the president of, all of his inflammatory rhetoric and saying that the press is the enemy of the people. But also there was one really interesting one where there was a journalist asked him, a reporter asked her whether or not there's an option to essentially suspend habeas corpus for the people who are coming in the migrant caravan, but because he labeled them as an invasion. Now, these constitutional protections, the only time they're really able to be suspended is in times of war. And so that was a little worrisome to me that I don't think that really qualifies as an invasion. And I think that sticking to the principles of the Constitution and the rights granted to them by them is really important. And I found it really worrisome that she would make that statement. And it's pretty scary. But we're going to be looking at here is this article from The Hill says Sanders says Trump won by, quote, overwhelming majority of 63 million. Okay, that obviously is very stupid. It doesn't make any sense. But here we go. The article says White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, during a Monday press briefing, said President Trump won by an, quote, overwhelming majority of 63 million votes, despite the fact that his Democratic opponent Hillary Clinton won 65.8 million votes and he lost the popular vote. Trump did win the Electoral College, which determines the presidency. He says, quote, he got elected by an overwhelming majority of 63 million Americans who came out and supported him and wanted to see his policies enacted. He's delivered on that. Now, is this a slip of the tongue? I don't know, because I get the feeling that a lot of these things aren't a lot of these statements scripted, but I just don't understand, what majority is 63 million in the United States? I mean, in a country of, I don't know what the number of eligible voters there are, but, obviously there are 350 million people in the country. So 63 million is a majority of what? I mean, it's bad enough that he lost the popular vote, meaning that by definition it's not a majority, but what would 63 million be a majority of? It's unbelievable how ridiculous this is. And so it's pretty laughable that she would make this claim, but it's pretty insane, because this administration it's pretty disgusting, man. I think Sam Harris makes some good points about how as a nation we've sort of become desensitized to so much garbage that I think it has deteriorated our political our dialogue, our political, just everything politics wise, because it's there's nothing that Trump can say that will take him down. That's insane. I mean, has that ever really been a thing before? It's crazy. And so we've become desensitized to all of this lying, and this lie is just going to be swept under the rug, and it's insane. And this is not the only lie that was told by Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Probably within that span of 5 minutes that she said this in, I guarantee you that wasn't the only lie. It's impossible. But this is pretty scary. This administration has been doing a lot of damage, and it is very bad.